Okay, so before I even get into this story, I just wanted to say this. If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, you might want to check out the video and the blog that I posted. There's a link below that'll take you there. It's about how the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity sang a song about how N-words will never join a fraternity at the University of Oklahoma or Oklahoma University, whatever. Anyway, as you, most of you listening to this probably already heard about it. On March 8th of 2015, the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity were exposed for singing a popular chant among racist people in the underground music scene. The track now holds the #1 spot on the racist music charts. When their mainstream hit record titled "There Will Never Be an N-Word in SAE" went viral, the world gave their whack lyrics a big thumbs down. Most people who saw the video think this is the first time SAE has been involved with such controversy, but it's not. And let's be real with ourselves here. This is the internet, and much like an elephant, the internet never forgets. So in 2013, SAE made news at Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri, when some fraternity members thought it would be cute to harass some random black students. Let's take a look at this article. Now, you can catch my opinion at the end. I'm not going to read the whole thing for you, so you would have to visit my blog to read it. There's a link there to the Huffington Post article, which was originally written by Bro Bible, but I'm just going to give you some of the information that they wrote up and give my opinion. And like I said, this information doesn't come from me. It comes from the Huffington Post, and they got it from Bro Bible. And they wrote, and I quote, "Another day, another fraternity controversy. This afternoon, Bro Bible learned that Washington University in St. Louis Sigma Alpha Epsilon chapter was suspended for an incident involving pledges who allegedly sang racial slurs to African American students. According to Washington University's Student Life newspaper, WU suspended all SAE activities following a racially offensive activity involving a number of pledges on Tuesday night. The paper and an account emailed to Bro Bible alleged that SAE pledges hurled racial slurs and inflammatory language toward a group of African American students who were eating in a campus dining hall. The incident was allegedly part of an SAE rush event." A tipster wrote to Bro Bible an email account of what allegedly happened. Quote, "Last night, February 26th, I was sitting at a table in Beer's Den with about 10 other black people. We noticed a group of 3 or 4 white males stop in the main pathway and look toward our table. One of them walked towards us and stood behind our table while his friend took out their phone and took pictures. One of them yelled out, 'Got it,' and he returned to the group. Mind you, we can clearly see what they are doing because the table was round. So at least half of the people were making direct eye contact with the picture takers. One of the girls sitting at the table yelled out to them, 'Did you need us to pose?' All of the boys ignored her and walked away. Stunned, the few guys from the table followed them to the grill and asked if they had taken a picture of us. They claimed to be taking a picture of something behind us, which only happened to be a black worker in a large window. For a scavenger hunt, to a freshman sarcastically replied, quote, 'Oh, we're pretty photogenic. Just ask us next time.' About 30 to 45 minutes later, the group of white males came back. There were more of them this time, and stood next to 2 booths that black people were sitting in. Some of the same black people who were present for the picture earlier in the night. One guy began to recite the lyrics to a rap song, 'Bitches Ain't Shit' by Dr. Dre, as if it were a slam poem. He was reading the lyrics from his phone. The majority of the group of guys he was with found it funny, and some were laughing. One member of the group was videoing the event on his phone. The guys in the group asked the black people in the booth to, quote, 'show some respect for the performance.' As continued to recite the lyrics, he came across the word N-word and said it with no hesitation. One of the black students tossed an empty bottle at him in anger, only to be told by the group that it was part of the song, so it was okay. The black student replied that it was still offensive, and the group apologized half-heartedly. One member of the group suggested that they shut down the show early. Then it says redacted, so I don't know what part is missing. It says came back later, introduced himself to formally apologize. He said that he was doing it for a student group. He did not want to say the name of the student group when asked to clarify. He finally admitted that it was part of an initiation for Sigma Alpha Epsilon. He said that because the group knew that he did slam poetry in high school, they thought it would be funny to have him say the lyrics to that rap song with the inflection of a slam poet. He also remarked that he had been on a slam poetry team in Atlanta this past summer. It was the only Caucasian member, as the rest had been African American. He remarked that his group had a conversation about the roots and connotations of the word, and he understood the significance. A member of SAE has stated that one item on the list was to create a rap or poetry video. He is unsure about the accusation of needing to take a picture of a group of black people, but this rumor has been heard before. Then the article goes on to show a conversation on Facebook between a, quote, black guy, I guess he's a student at the school, and he's talking to Mike Zisman. He's the president of Washington University's SAE chapter, but I'm not going to put that part in this video because I don't want the video to be too long, but you can read it because it's up at my blog. You know, if you care about what they said back and forth to each other, it's an interesting read. Anyway, I'm just going to finish off with this part before I get to my opinion. Sharon Stahl, Washington University's vice chancellor for students, addressed the incident in an email to the student body announcing SAE's suspension. So here's the letter that Sharon Stahl wrote. Quote, "Dear members of the Washington University community, core to our values as an institution is a firm commitment to creating a welcoming and inclusive environment that not only recognizes but also celebrates the diversity of our students, faculty, and staff. When we fail to meet those values in any way, we are all affected. The university received reports that late last evening in the Beers Den on the South 40, new members of one of the university's fraternities, Sigma Alpha Epsilon, SAE, engaged in racially offensive behavior directed toward a group of students of color. This morning, I called together a group of university leaders after hearing about the reports, and we have already set in motion a thorough investigation of the incident and all those involved. In addition, all chapter activities of SAE have been suspended until the investigation is complete. Just as important, we need to listen to each other about what happened and recognize the pain and disappointment that occur when any of us fail to live up to the expectations of living, studying, and working here at Washington University. Therefore, as an important first step, members of my team and I will be reaching out to a number of student group leaders, including those from the Association of Black Students and Student Union's Diversity Affairs Council, to begin this dialogue. It saddens me, and it is unacceptable when any member of our community is a victim of discrimination, ignorance, or hatred. The reported behavior is totally incongruous with the university's firm belief in the power of diversity. We are a community that values everyone, and this kind of behavior is an insult and an affront to all of us. We are stronger as an institution and a community when we draw on our differences to learn and grow. If you have any concerns or have more information about the incident, please contact my office directly, 935-3359. Sharon Stahl, Vice Chancellor for Students," end quote. Okay, so here's my opinion. Oh boy. I'm going to make this short and sweet. Fraternities and sororities are no good. They're nothing but overglorified gangs led by mischievous misfits who haze, abuse, and destroy the minds and lives of already mindless, greedy sheep who want handouts. These are people that just want to be handed down something. Fraternities and sororities are much like the welfare class, aka the military. They just kill less people than soldiers do, but they definitely do kill people by hazing them. The sooner fraternities and sororities are banned, the better. AM. Let me know what you think about this all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channel. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com. for more. No fraternities or sororities for me. I'm not a loser. Meat Magazine.